Welcome to my kitchen. On the menu today is shepherd's pie. Okay guys, so first things first, let's prep our potatoes. So I like to substitute sweet potatoes instead of using russet potatoes or any white potatoes in this dish. I just think it adds a really good sweetness and it also feels way more comforting to me. So we're gonna boil these. So I'm gonna fill up a pot with water. I like to start with turning the tap on hot. That way it doesn't take that long to boil. That's pretty good actually. Alright, so let's put this on the stove and get it boiling. Alright, let's peel and cut the potatoes and then put them in here. Come over here. Okay. So these are pretty big sweet potatoes. I think we'll be good with just 2. We don't want to be wasteful now, do we? Alright, let's put this in the pot. Follow me this way. And I forgot to tell you guys, but make sure that your water is salted, okay? So I'm just gonna add a little bit more salt because I needed it. And that just adds some good flavor to the sweet potatoes. Don't do that, okay? Okay, so let's get to step 2, which is preparing the mince for our shepherd's pie. So if you want to follow me down, I'm going to show you what we need. So we need the Holy Trinity, which is onion, celery, carrot, garlic, rosemary, thyme, bay leaf, beautiful. And then some tomato paste, not toothpaste, some Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire, smoked paprika, allspice, which is weird, but it works. I'll explain that later. And wine, and I've had some. That's why this is on there. And then we've got 1 pound of ground beef and then 1 sausage link of pork. So I know that a traditional shepherd's pie uses lamb, but I felt bad using lamb, so we're going to be using beef today and pork, which I know it doesn't sound that good and it's not logical, but we're doing it. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so let's prep the vegetables. So for this recipe, we want the vegetables to be grated, but I am too lazy for that, so I like to throw all my vegetables in my Ninja and just do it really fast. So let's do that. Alright, so our sweet potatoes are done, and if you want to come in closer, I'll show you. So first, let me turn off the stove, and if you see here, they are super tender. They're almost collapsing in my fork, so they are ready to go. So let me go ahead and scoop them out. So I just got a bowl here and a slotted spoon. It's actually a pasta spoon, but you just use whatever you got. Alright, it's mashing time, so let's go ahead and prepare this. So follow me this way. So we are going to prepare these sweet potatoes, so we're just going to mash them just like any mashed potatoes that you would make at home. So we're going to need butter, salt, and pepper, and sweet potatoes. Very easy. It's time for the mince, so let's get cooking. So first we have to put up the heat to medium-low heat. Alright, and we have to get that nice and hot, okay? I've already done this, so it's already nice and hot for us. Maybe lower it a little bit. Alright, so we're just gonna go ahead and put in our sausage and our beef. And we don't need any oil because the sausage has a lot of natural fat in it. So if you put too much oil, it's just gonna be too oily. Alright, so let's get to it. Oh yeah. So that's what you wanna hear. It's nice and sizzling in the pan, okay? Let's just go ahead and put that in there. When the meat is at this stage, this is when we want to add the carrots, onions, and celery. So I have it right over here. Nice and grated, thanks to my ninja. It's really starting to smell good. Now that the vegetables are nice and translucent, fragrant, you can go ahead and add the garlic. And then we're also going to add the herbs, so thyme and rosemary. It smells so good. So after adding in the herbs and the garlic, we're letting that cook together, let it marinate together. We're just gonna add the spices as well. So we're adding a little bit more salt and pepper. You just add salt and pepper gradually in each step. That way it's nice and seasoned. A little bit of pepper. Delicious. And then we are adding paprika. So this is spiced paprika. It's so good. I am obsessed with this. And then another spice that we're using that's kind of weird is allspice. This just goes really good with the sweet potatoes, and also any like ground beef. So like if you're making a burger with some allspice in it, it just makes the meat taste super good. It's like it gives it like a flavor like, oh, what's that? So we're adding that. It's a good secret ingredient that I always use when I cook ground beef. So we add some of that. So it's not too much. It's, you know, it's a little bit of a sprinkling. You kind of eyeball it. But you can start with like 1/4 of a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, and then just go from there. But it's usually all about like kind of seeing how it goes, seeing if it needs more things, taste it as you go along, and it looks good so far, so let's keep going. So it's getting nice and golden brown. The beef is caramelizing really, really well. Everything is looking good. So now is our final step. So we're gonna add the tomato paste, the Worcestershire sauce, and the wine. So follow me for that. Alright guys, so everything is looking good. The beef and the vegetables are all blended together and they are all nice and caramelized. So this part is done. Alright guys, so we are all done. The mince is done. The sweet potatoes are done. So all we have to do is assemble it. So it's super easy. So I have 2 little ramekins here. Well, two little baking dishes, one for me and one for Alejandro. So we are going to assemble it. So you can always use like a big baking dish, but I wanted to make it super cute. Alright, so first things first, gotta mix this up a little bit. We're just gonna add the mince first. It looks really good. The rosemary, everything looks really good. So you don't have to like cut up the rosemary in here. You can just leave like the whole sprig of rosemary in there while you're cooking the mince, and it would work out perfectly. But I just kind of felt like doing it like this today. So you want to fill it up pretty full, get everything in there. Smush it down a little bit, maybe one more spoonful here. It smells so good. It really, really does. I'm so hungry. All right, so let's do the second one. All right. Then, next step is the sweet potatoes. So this goes right on top. I don't know why I'm using a fork to scoop this in here, but we're just going with it. So it's pretty smooth. Sweet potato is naturally has like a lot of little fibers in it, but it's very velvety smooth. Big mountain on top of here, and then we'll make it pretty. So gotta smush it everywhere, make it nice and even. A nice delicious mountain of sweet potato. It looks so good. And then what I like to do is I just like to make like a little pattern, so I'll just go in my fork. I can do little squiggles, or I can just play with it, make little lines, whatever you want to do. Have a lot of fun. It's very therapeutic. And then after that, we'll just sprinkle it with a lot of Parmesan cheese. A lot of Parmesan Reggiano. Looks so good. This is just gonna make it nice and crispy when you bake it. It's it's gonna be so delicious. All right, let's just do the other one. Our shepherd's pies are ready to go into the oven. So make sure to preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we'll bake them for about 30 to 45 minutes, and then they'll be nice and golden brown and delicious. So we'll see you then. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.